What up, Chippers? LPlay's back once again for another Waking Titan update, and of course, things have been moving on at one heck of a pace. A lot has happened since the last update video, and I'm going to try my best to cover everything and bring you up to speed in this video so you know exactly what is going on. And the things that we're going to talk about today are the 12 Dreamers. So this is a challenge on the Satcom website. The link to that will be in the description below so you can go and see this. But these are essentially a collection of people that are stuck in wear headsets, that are trapped in the simulation. Their minds have been fragmented and we are trying to save them by running through simulations under the guidance of Emily or Loop 16. We're also going to talk about the Boston Live Drop event. So if you remember, I made a video announcing that that was going to happen. That has now taken place and it was pretty freaking crazy what went on there, and it also of course led to the brand new audio trailer. So for anyone that missed that, I have a video talking about it on my channel and also a video with the audio side by side with current audio. So for those that have missed it, that's in-game No Man's Sky Next audio that has been released, revealed through Waking Titan and given to us to give us a couple of hints about what's coming. So I won't talk about that in detail, but if you want to hear that and if you want to understand it and you want to see what's different, then go back and watch those two videos. And I'm also going to talk about the current challenge that as of right now, when I'm making this video, we in the Waking Titan community, the CSD members, the game detectives, the Discord guys are completely stumped on. We are stuck. There is a server challenge that has been issued directly from Emily Loop 16 on Reddit for us to do, for us to try and solve, and right now we are stuck. So we're going to talk about that one too. But before we get onto the Waking Titan stuff, I just want to recap a couple of other things that have happened outside of Waking Titan, but that might also be useful for you to know about. And the first one of those is a request from Hello Games that has been submitted to us via Reddit through the Reddit No Man's Sky the game moderators, and this request is for us to go out to get our current Atlas Rises game save files in No Man's Sky, to go and get those, to submit them to the official Hello Games Zendesk site so that they can be used for testing next features. So this is an actual set of testing that Hello Games want to run using our current game saves. Now the reason that's so important to me is, one, it shows that they're going to try really hard to make sure we don't have any game breaking bugs on day one. I know there were a few issues with Atlas Rises. It looks like they've learned from that mistake and are trying to make sure we don't see a repeat of that. But two, it seems to me like this is very much confirmation that our current game saves will not be erased. They want to test the game saves that we have now with Atlas Rises with the new next update applied on their side to make sure everything's working. That's what I have assumed from this. I did post that on the Reddit and the moderator has come back. That was with you in spirit. He has come back to say yes, something like that. So it sounds like we will indeed be keeping our current game mode saves as I've always predicted. I do still think that we might see a brand new mode, a separate mode to what we've got now for the full multiplayer experience. So just keep that in mind. That's not confirmed, of course, but we do know that from the sounds of what's happening here, the current saves will be intact. So you won't lose your progress, but we will probably see another universe reset like we did with Atlas Rises. And of course, by reset, I mean the generation, the terrain, the planets changing, not your game save being wiped. We've also got some very interesting news coming over from China. So as we all know, the game No Man's Sky is going to be launching on Tencent's Wii game platform for the first time, not just the Xbox. And they actually have an event taking place this weekend. And from what I can understand, it's a similar type of promotional event to like what we saw with the Inside Xbox event. So it's just a way of them showcasing a load of games that are coming to the platform. And one of those games that's being mentioned and will be in that slot of the weekend is No Man's Sky. Now, I don't expect we're going to see loads of new features unless we get something first through Waking Titan or from Hello Games before that event, in which case they might be able to use that for the event. My guess would be that this is just going to be very much a similar type of thing to what we've already seen here, and that is just going over what the game is and talking very briefly about the limited features we do know about No Man's Sky Next. Just a cool way to promote it a little bit for the Tencent Wii game guys and get them excited about it launching there. Although we did get this really cool little piece of promotional art which tells us nothing about the No Man's Sky Next update, but does look very cool, so I just thought I'd show that there. For anyone wondering, this isn't confirmation that cities are in No Man's Sky Next or anything like that. This is just the art style that they always use for their promotional stuff. They're using this for loads of other games. The cityscape and all of that kind of stuff is quite common for their type of marketing. They've just put some No Man's Sky pictures in there as well. But yeah, still looks very cool, so thought I'd share that. And we've got two other bits of news which are kind of linked, and the first one of those is that the pre-orders for the game are now live in stores and online. So So if you go to Game or GameStop or whatever game stores you have wherever you are, you should now be able to walk in and actually pre-order the Xbox physical release of No Man's Sky Next. I'd already pre-ordered mine through Amazon ages ago, but that was kind of a placeholder for when it was released. This is now the official launch of the pre-orders, and we can go and grab that. And linked to that, another No Man's Sky YouTuber called Elka, who is mostly a German No Man's Sky YouTuber, has also had some correspondence directly with 505 Games PR team, and they have confirmed to him that the update, the No Man's Sky Next update, is included on the disc. It's not going to be a day one patch or a download. The content is on that physical disc. So based on that, I personally would assume that there's quite a high risk that we might see some sort of leak like we did with the original launch of No Man's Sky back in the day. I'm hoping there's some sort of protection that Hello Games have put in place to stop that happening. Maybe key locking the Next content specifically on the disc or something, so you'd have to connect on day one just to unlock it rather than download a patch. But most people seem to think that's not going to be the case. So if someone does manage to grab a disc early while it's in distribution, while it's being sent out or shipped somewhere, or when it first reaches stores but before it's officially released, then I think there is probably a risk that we might see something like that happen. Hopefully not, but I guess it's definitely a possibility. So that covers some of the wider stuff that's going on. Just thought I'd let you know about that. So now let's get back to Waking Titan. And I guess a good place to start would be the Boston live drop. Once again, another really freaking awesome live drop event that Alison Smith have organized for us. And this was really freaking exciting because we saw an old fan favorite return to the ARG. Kylo Bob is back. He turned up in person at the live drop event. He met the guys over there in Boston, handed them the instructions for the task, sat with them, and afterwards they even went and had lunch and stuff. So that was really cool, and it's good to see Bob back in the ARG. But the actual challenge itself was just so funny, and I don't know if this is purely an Alison Smith thing or if Hello Games inputted into this task, but whoever came up with it, it was just absolutely brilliant. It was a little tea party set in Boston, so probably a reference to the Boston Tea Party, something to do with colonies and stuff like that. But the actual task itself basically had a load of grown men that turned up from the No Man's Sky community to take part in this live drop event, sitting there with a piece of paper and a load of instructions and some teddy bears and some teacups, and organising a little tea party, trying to set it up so that it was exactly the same as a tea party that Toby, one of the dreamers that's trapped in the simulation, had when he was younger. So this was really funny, of course. You've got loads of people walking past just thinking, what the heck are these guys doing? And of course, the No Man's Sky mad community just sitting there playing with teddies in public, trying to solve this crazy cryptic puzzle and unlock new stuff. And they did manage to do that successfully, so a huge shout out to those guys. I will put a link to Zoid's stream. He streamed the actual live drop event itself, so if you want to go and watch that, the link will be in the description below. But yeah, really good work by those guys. And of course, once we'd submitted the results from that to Reddit, to Emily, to Loop16, we actually unlocked the No Man's Sky Next audio trailer. So that was a really good reward for that task. So yeah, great work. And now on to the Dreamers. So I've talked about the Dreamers a little bit before. If you're lost or you're confused about any of this, I have got a What is Waking Titan video that will be in the description and the pinned comment. So if you're completely new, that should give you an idea of roughly what's going on. If you want the full history, I've got loads of videos about it, but the easiest way to catch up would probably be by going to the Game Detectives wiki. That outlines everything that's happened across all of the phases of Waking Titan, and that's a good way for you to catch up easily without having to pause videos or anything like that. So yeah, definitely go and do that, get caught up to speed. But the Dreamers themselves, as I mentioned, trapped in the wear headset, stuck in the simulation, their minds have become fragmented or corrupted, and we are trying to help them by going through these simulated experiences that Emily has set up and talking to them and trying to tease information and memories out of them, with the ultimate goal of trying to be able to rescue them and pull them out of the simulation in which they're trapped in. We haven't actually rescued anybody just yet. We're building up to an extraction. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to see some bad things happen, but that's a totally different theory, and I've covered that in videos before. Fingers crossed that we are able to save these guys, you know, these poor people trapped in the simulation, but I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens. So that's what's going on with the Dreamers, but today I just wanted to give a very, very quick overview of the Dreamers, who they are, and some little bits of information about them, because I haven't really done that in a video before. And of course, if you want the full details about this, you can go to the Satcom dashboard, you can see all of this for yourself, you can go to the Game Detectives wiki, and if you go to the wiki or the dashboard, you can actually pull up more detail about them. So they're full patient files, some background information on them, their lives, who they are as people, and you can actually run through these simulations yourself. And the wiki, for those that are really stuck, does also have the access code, so if you're stuck or you can't get it to work, you can go there and do it that way, but I would recommend you at least trying them out a few times yourself, because I've had a lot of fun just running through these. Some of them are quite bizarre, some of them are funny, some of them are quite sad, but yeah, it's just been a really good challenge for this part of the ARG. So there are 12 dreamers in total. At the moment, as of me making this video, we've only unlocked 10, and those are Alexander. He is a confused old man. Then there was a weird one, some kind of corrupted dreamer that we didn't get a name for, we just got a number, and that was #2311876661T. This, of course, is a reference to the message that pops up in the game No Man's Sky when you first boot, when you first initialize and load up, and see the little message there. So I've got a feeling that this dreamer, at least, will not be rescued, and they are going to end up in the simulation in some form in No Man's Sky. Next, we had Claire. She's a young lady who was quite defensive and feisty. There was also Toby. He's a shy 5-year-old boy, so he's the young one. He's just a little kid that's trapped in the simulation at the moment that we're trying to save. There was Yoonha, or Kwon Yoonha for the full name. That was another lady who is quite unsettled at the moment and irritated in the simulation, so there's some interesting challenges that we can run through from her, and there was also a cool community task that we had to do where we submitted bracelets that we made to try and flash back some of her memories of a bracelet that she had. Then there was Philip. He's a nervous and agitated man, and he has children, so we get a bit of background on his life and his family when we go through the simulation, so that was another interesting one to do. And there was Tarek. Tarek had quite a weird profile, so his profile almost seemed incomplete. He was quite withdrawn. We haven't been able to get too much out of him, so that's quite an interesting one, and hopefully we'll be able to dig into that a little bit more as the challenge progresses. We also had Mike, another gentleman, and this guy is really aggressive, so you will see that if you go through the simulations. He is quite an angry man. Then there's numbers 9 and 10, which are still currently locked. So these are the 2 dreamers that haven't been revealed yet, haven't been unlocked, and we can't actually go through any of their simulations just yet, but I'm expecting that to happen very soon. So keep an eye on those 2. They should pop up anytime now. And the newer ones, Nina, she's a calm lady. She's quite timid at the moment, and Simon, who is an excited streamer or YouTuber. So yeah, I mean, I can feel that one. But yeah, overall, just some really interesting characters here that are trapped in the simulation. And these little tasks and tests that we run through them are really freaking cool. I've mentioned it before, but the way they've set all of this up with the dashboard, the website, the little uplink app, and running through the little puzzles and talking to Emily and talking to them is just a whole lot of fun. So I really, really do recommend you go over to there. Links will be in the description and the pinned comment, and you try some of these out because it really is rewarding. And I have to say, I've just been really impressed with like everything in the ARG this phase. It's definitely been my favorite phase since all of this started, and I'm having so much fun with it. It's kind of bittersweet for me right now because of course we're coming up to the next release. Most people think the ARG is going to come to an ultimate finale, a final close, and it's going to be the end of Waking Titan. So one hand, I'm really excited that we're going to be getting next, and it's going to be awesome, and we're going to get to see how all of the Waking Titan story plays out. But on the other hand, I'm a little bit sad thinking that it's all going to be over and there won't be any more Waking Titan to talk about in the future. So that's kind of the bulk of the updates that I wanted to talk about. Lastly, we'll just come onto the server challenge itself. As I mentioned before, at the time of me making this video at least, we are very, very stuck on this challenge. We were initially given 24 hours to complete this by Emily Loop16 on Reddit, her Reddit profile. She posted there with this challenge, but we weren't able to do that. Time has now been extended, and we've been told to keep working hard at it and keep trying to solve it. But this is the actual wording from the Reddit post itself. Dear Citizen Science Division, as you know, Atlas is preparing a massive rescue mission to extract the dreamers with the help of the CSD community. How and when it will happen is still unknown, but in preparation for this upcoming operation, Major Dubois has ordered that we perform a large-scale security diagnostic check on our communication network with the satellite. We want to ensure that when the time comes, we will be able to operate at full capacity if required. We need the CSD community to inspect the process running on these servers and point out any suspicious elements. For this task, we have provided you with a series of new commands designed to help you test the servers. Once you have identified a server that has been potentially compromised, it must be reported in the Reddit thread with the number of the server and the suspicious element on the server. Our technical team will monitor the most upvoted comments and give you feedback in 24 hours. This task is essential, and we will need as much involvement as possible. And then of course we have the edit, the update that I talked about that says 24-hour update. I know we've passed the 24-hour mark, but Myriad is still telling us that we should give you more time. Keep up the hard work. So we're still trying to solve this at the moment. Hopefully that's changed by the time I actually get this video out, but right now we're stuck, and I'm guessing once we solve this, something is going to happen. We're either going to get some sort of communication from Emily, or possibly another element unlock, or maybe just an element unlock kicking off or something like that, but something will surely happen once we solve this, so definitely keep an eye on this. If you've got any ideas on how to solve this, then get involved, go to Reddit, join the Game Detectives Discord, try and help out. It is completely lost on me. There are some parts of the ARG that I am not helpful for, and this is definitely one of them. But yeah, good luck to everybody trying to solve it, and hopefully we can do this. And of course, I guess just a final comment, we are expecting another element unlock one way or another this weekend. We've been getting one every single weekend in the run up to next, and I expect this weekend to be no different. So either today, tomorrow, or Sunday, we should be seeing a brand new No Man's Sky Next feature reveal. We had the audio trailer as the last one. There is a lot of hope and speculation that the next thing might be the video of in-game next footage that actually goes with that audio trailer. So fingers crossed we get that. My personal theory is that we're actually going to see a screenshot of next and then the video trailer that matches that audio will be the last thing. I still think the official patch notes and trailer will come after all of these element unlocks in the same sort of pattern that we always see just before the update drops. Hopefully I'm wrong about that. I would love to see it sooner, but I just don't feel like we are going to. But yeah, I could totally be wrong. As always, that's just my theory on it. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you found it useful at the very least, and you're now up to speed with what's going on. If you did enjoy it, please do drop a like and a comment. And of course, if you do want to support me that little bit extra, I have got a Patreon and I have got a merch store, so you can grab some nifty Jipper gear for your real life adventures. And if you do any of those things, or just watch and like this video or comment, then thank you so much. Really appreciate it. It's obviously been working at the moment because we've been doing really freaking well. I feel incredibly lucky right now. Not sure I deserve it, but I am enjoying it. So yeah, hopefully you guys are too, and I'll catch you in another one soon. Take care, guys, and peace. Just want to give a huge shout out and thank you to all of my current Patreon supporters: Sirocco Magelli, YO, Madeline J, NTB, Ovin S, Tyler D, Todd Cook, Neil B, Anarchy, Vanilla, Rasmus K, Autumn Long, Lukash, Husband Vader, Amras, Dale from the Atlas Hub, Ty the Blazer, Joanne Anderson, Heath, The Portrait Dude, Akami, Mac for a Day, Ongrad, and Dead D Reza. You guys are the best.